Hi, everybody. Welcome to Anti-Ruggers United. Today we have an AMA with Gold Rush Casino. So let's get started by having the devs introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about your background, about your history in the real world and crypto, how you guys get started on this project, how the team got built, and like basically just like your summary of who you are.
Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for having us and hosting a cool AMA with your community. We've heard a lot about you guys, and we're excited to be on here and open up our platform to you guys. We're Gold Rush Casino, and we are a in-house community, and pretty much everybody that's in this company. We work with each other direct. We may not live in the same state, but we are close enough to where most of us have actually met, and we communicate daily. I myself, I'm known as the Moonwolf. I am partner with the Truffle Pig of Crypto. I know it's kind of weird you're seeing the Truffle Pig speaking, but I'm his partner right now. He had a nice little 2-hour AMA run, so my voice is a little better. But the Truffle Pig of Crypto is the main guy behind our company. He kind of runs the ship. Everybody plays a role that is crucial to keeping this business alive. We all come from business backgrounds, so even though this is the crypto space, we know how to successfully run businesses in multiple areas. And we got the best of who I believe in our individual fields to come together and build a community in the crypto industry. What's lacking is, just a real project that's going to do what it says and deliver on time. So when we got these adults together and we're like, we love crypto, we love the passion behind it, we love gaming, and let's see what we can do together. So came about Gold Rush Casino, which is also under our main company, which is Cryptopreneur 365. You'll see that that's our main website. So you'll be able to go in there and get some good information. But our team is formed with, we have myself, the Moonwolf, the Truffle Pig of Crypto, and Anil, who is our software guy. And he does a lot of our background stuff where nobody really gets to see. And a lot of the poker tables and the casino runs smooth because we got somebody like the Elephant Tech in our group. We also have an incredible dev. His name is Mark Kavanaugh, and he's also part of our contract, which is an incredible team that he's built. We have wonderful admin and mod groups in our crew, so you'll always be addressed properly. So most of all, we're all in-house, we're all real, and we know each other. We have a mission statement, and we're all going for that same goal.
All right, awesome. So you're Moonwolf, but you're using the Truffle Pig of Crypto TG right now. So when I was speaking in DMs, I was speaking with him right earlier.
That's correct. He's here with me. We just got done using another AMA, but he's available. Jump on real quick, Truffle. What you guys do?
So are you guys like in the same place, like location,
Yes.
physical location?
Yes.
Where are you guys from?
Jerry?
What's going on, man?
Los Angeles, California. We're based
awesome.
out there.
That's awesome. Yeah, USA, definitely not no KYC from now. Some I don't want to say the country, but you know what I mean. So you guys have what's up, Ziconda?
What part of LA? I'll go dox him right now.
Let's go. I found out where Ziconda lives within 5 minutes of him talking to me. So give me some details. I'm gonna find your satellite coordinates right now.
Meet you in Commerce Casino in 30 minutes.
Oh snap! I'll do that. Hey, I'll come sit with you guys at lunch.
Appreciate it. Even better, man. We'll open up a table for you guys, and we'll be able to play together at one point.
Let's do it. I actually had an AMA before with the casino token, and they gave me like $200 worth of tokens. And I think I had to spend what was it, like $10,000 on bets to kind of actually claim it, right? Like you have to do a certain volume. I think I got to like 8,000, and the dollar value was up to 5,000, 1,000. So I went from 200 to 5,000 to 1,000, and then I blew the whole account.
Nice. That's
Because
one
I was
way.
just doing, I was doing roulette, and I was just doubling every time, like on black, you know. And then like one time I lost like 8 times in a row and just blew the whole account.
Well, our casino is not going to put you to that kind of stress level. We'll be doing a lot of games daily. We will be doing about 8 games a day in 4 different time zones. So we'll make sure we touch every person that loves to play, casino games and have a little action outside of just watching a chart. And that's another one of the things that we wanted to introduce into the BSC space is, since everybody speaks about utilities and wants to develop something to utilize by the coin, we did. And we wanted to do this before we even came to market, only because of our previous experiences of being in projects that go past the time of promises, and you start losing a little faith of what the direction of the company is going. So we didn't want to do that. We're dealing with real people and real investors, so we wanted to create a utility that was useful. And what other useful utility than a casino game, a poker room? It'll be interactive. You get your buddies together, you hang out, you're throwing some chips around, you're talking, you're talking cool to each other. If you know your group, then you can get a little rowdy, but we try to keep it clean. But at the end of the day, a fun space shouldn't be missing in the crypto space, and we have that, and we want to introduce it to you guys.
Okay, all right. So one thing I want to discuss before we go on to the project is I see, okay, you guys have the fair launch on Pink Sale. You have the KYC. So I just want to kind of briefly just kind of get that out of the way. So who KYC'd? Like both of you guys, or like who? And also about being doxxed. You said you're doxxed, right? I see pictures and stuff, but do you guys actually have like social media links, or have you guys been on video chats, like to kind of basically prove to investors that's who you are?
Yes, all of the above. We are KYC'd. We are the same people in the picture you see in our website. If you go to our personal Twitters, then yes, you'll see it. But in our, GRC casino, we don't have our faces put on anywhere. But yeah, if we ever wanted to do a video chat, none of us are, we're not in hiding. We're excited. We do want to be a face of an industry, because we don't have anything to hide. We actually have our product and it's ready to go. Yeah, I think we're very confident in what we're doing and who we are.
Okay, all right, awesome. All right, let's go on to the presentation of the project. Do you have like a, like a presentation, elevator pitch?
Well, what we do is Gold Rush Casino is, what we wanted to do is create a fair environment for our investors. We wanted to give them a fair chance and a trustworthy experience. Now, that being said, we have a cool casino that people could come into play, but our casino is based on a passive income rewards token. So what we wanted to do is give the holder of the token a reason to hold, and not just wait for buy and sells to happen. We wanted to make sure that they got the experience of gaining something as buys and sells happen in the form of not just the native token, but in the form of a stable coin, which is BUSD, and you'll be getting 12% of that rewards to the holders. And we can discuss the tokenomics down the road. I'll have my partner Truffle Pig go down that road. But pretty much what we are doing is we're giving, we have a token, we have its utility, and we have the utility work for the investor by returning them BUSD rewards that they can choose whatever to do with. If they want to cash out, they cash out. If they want to go back into the casino and play, they can play in the casino. If they want to hold it, they can hold it. But the entirety of the project was designed for all levels of investors, as well as the people that just want to play in a safe place, but yet are still willing to participate in crypto. So we're trying to take care of all angles here. So we bring in revenue sources from everywhere.
All right, so can you go over maybe a little bit about like how the coin works, how it's going to interact with the casino, how the revenue sources are going, where they're all going? You're going to be doing buybacks, or is there profit sharing? You said there's the BUSD rewards. So the BUSD rewards is just straight from reflections, right? Nothing to do with an actual casino, or is it going to be based on like people spending money at the casino?
So hi, it's me, Jerry. I guess I'll take this question. The project itself is the 12% BUSD earning passive income tool. That's GRC token. You buy GRC, you hold GRC. Based on that, and I'll show you in the website, you earn rewards in BUSD. Not reflections in the native token, but yet rewards. And if you come down over here, everything about the project is right here. 16% buy, sell taxes. It's 8% in and 8% out. 1% to marketing, 1% to liquidity, 6% to rewards on both transactions, 8 and 8. At that point, 47.5% is in the hands of the investors, earning 2 times the reward power, because the other 50%, which would be taking those rewards, is otherwise locked away from them. This thing is not only a project to purchase on the coin side and make money on, but at the same time it's designed to take those BUSD rewards and go to the play to earn game, which is not edged, and win. If you look down the numbers of this project, you'll win more times in the casino and at the same time be earning rewards. That's what's going to keep this in balance. This project actually wins by people playing and earning free GRC, because at the same time that people are playing with BUSD, they're winning more than they should from other casino games, because those are edged and this isn't. This is probably fair, meaning which every single hand can be clicked and proven, or provably fair, or probably fair, whichever you prefer, but you can prove that each hand was played to the statistical suggestion, 50-50 for a coin toss type of deal. In that sense, you're going to win more than you would playing gambling. And in that sense, the coins that you're being given away to play to earn balance that out.
All right, so let's go over this again. So I see the 16% buy sell tax, right? 1% marketing, 1% liquidity, rewards 6. What does that mean? Because 16%, you mean that's total? So
total 8% in, 8 and 8.
Oh, okay.
16 total. We're barely taking anything for the project because the project has already been paid for. It's ready. I'll show you the casino right now. But all we need is minimum marketing moving forward, and the other 2% feeds liquidity. So 1% and 1% on each transaction.
All right, so
you guys, I would definitely suggest not putting 16% buy sell. It's kind of confusing. It kind of makes it look like it's high tax.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like I
Yeah,
thought it
big
would
time.
just by looking at that, it's like 16% buy and 60% sell, and I'm like, that's not good. Okay, so it's only 8%. So round trip it's 16. That's a lot better.
Yeah,
But yeah, I would definitely change that because it does seem like it's 16% for both.
we'll make note of that. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So the first pie chart, that's just the distribution of all the tokens, right? So you got 30% for play to earn, 10% for CEX listing, 5% team tokens vested, 7.5 for house reserve, 15% locked liquidity, 10% seed investors for 7.5 private sale, and 15% pink sale fair launch, right? This is all the tokens in the whole supply.
Yes.
And then the second charts, it just further splitting up the tokens from where?
Well, the 47.5 is actually in the hands of the investors, which is what's earning the rewards. So the rest of the tokens that are not are restricted from those rewards, thereby concentrating a 2-for-1 effect. If you really did the math, it's 24% rewards. But that's only because the whole project isn't receiving it. Only the 50% held.
Yeah, the vested ones are not. So the tokens are held for vesting. So like the CEX ones, play to earn ones, they're not receiving rewards, right?
No, as they're being distributed out, they'll fall into circulation.
Oh
But
yeah.
for right
Okay.
now, it's your best time to buy, simply because of that fact, and BNB is going up. If you do the math, you're at an easy 3x just naturally because of what happens around you. I'm getting bullish because of the market, not necessarily so much the project.
Yeah. So 15%. Okay. So that's 47. That's just the total of the 15% for the fair launch, 7.5 private sale, 10% seed, right, and then liquidity tokens. All those. It's 47%. All right.
And if
I
you look at the distribution, they're all even to each other. There's no floor over each other.
yeah. So that's another thing I want to talk about is the different sales which you guys have done. How much funds were raised? What was the price compared to like the current price? Because the thing with a fair launch, right? The more BNBs you're gonna collect, the less tokens you're gonna get, right?
We understand we did it that way so everybody, because it creates a bullish environment, this project is designed for it. But as far as the seed round, that's the initial investors. That's a lot of the core team. Those are people that were around 8 months ago and worked tirelessly with their funds. They're the seed. They're the seed round. Now that was 10%. Those are locked for 1 year and 96 days. They release after a year 25% at a time every 24 days. Those are the only locked wallets. The private round was early members, 7.5%, and 15% is offered at fair launch. Now, because it's fair launch, nobody knows yet exactly because of what you said. So private round gets 10% more, seed round gets 20% more.
Okay, so the amount of tokens that all these guys are getting right now currently is going to be based on the fair launch calculations.
Yes, at the end of it. And once we pass this cap, then it's open season. Everybody wins.
All right, cool. So yeah, 20% more, 10% more. Plus, you said seed is getting 20% more, and they're locked for a year, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. I like that. I just don't like seeing like where it's like 5x, for seed round or anything like that, because then that usually tends to ruin the project because those guys start. Well, in this case it's locked, but then it'll be the private sale guys that would be dumping, because we see that a lot of times where the private sale gets like 3-4x the tokens, and I'm like, I don't want to invest after these guys. I'm going to be extra liquidity for the private sale.
And it's core team. And
Yeah,
it
so
would
okay.
it'd be against the mission statement too. It wouldn't be a safe environment. It wouldn't be a fair chance or a trustworthy experience.
Yeah, definitely. I have really no issues with anything seen so far. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the 30% play to earn. Why do we need such a large amount of tokens, and how will they be used?
Because you're going to win so much, so often, there has to be some kind of diminishing effect to that. A lot of projects I've seen will use burns. They'll use tactics that don't benefit the community as a whole. Instead of losing them, we'd rather give them away to people in the community who are willing to come and play. In that sense, we figured they'd be able to be the architects of their own APYs. However much they want it to work at the end of a year, though they won't be so much, everybody gets paid on the table, all 10 positions. But if you do that every day for a year, it'll be higher than an APY that you'd have to stake or lock or otherwise lose in at the end. Here it's clean. You earn it for GRC. And at the same time, the win rate in the casino, because it isn't edged, is balancing all of this out. So in general, everybody wins. And that's how a project should be. That's how it's going to last through the days. This is our best version at it. On top of it, if you figure out that you can treat this like a business, host your own games, collect your own rakes, be your own table heads, that's when you realize that this actually is a business. It's not just a project for you. It's a true moneymaker if you use it right.
All right. So what is the edge, or roughly the edge? Is it going to be similar to just the standard casinos, like 48%? Or 52%?
Quite the contrary. Quite the contrary. We pride ourselves on no edge. Every single hand you'll be able to click, generate the transaction hash, go back and verify that you played it exactly to what it was suggested. When that happens, then that means this isn't necessarily gambling. You're going to win more times than you should. But that's why this is an animated mathematical game. It's safe. But we need the community to come and embrace it and realize how they can use it. You can edge it if you want. Once you're a partner, once you're an affiliate, you make your own decisions. It's your business. We'll cap you at industry highs. We don't want this to be malicious, but this is your business if you treat it right. You need to be an investor first and buy. You'll realize gains at that point. The BUSD you'll be generating will be high. That's designed for you to take and really establish what you need, the materials to turn this into a business. Or take them and sell them, or take them and play them.
All right,
It's
so
designed to win.
okay, so one thing, what games are you guys going to have currently, or did you do have already on the casino?
So if you go here and you click, you'll get into the poker room. You can come in and sign up, register, we'll allow you in. You can come to a table, you can sit down, you'll have chips, you can buy in. I pressed close, I'm sorry. You can buy in, obviously wait for more players, or just press start, and you're already playing.
So it's just poker right now, right?
There's a whole casino side too. For that, we have a video clip.
Okay, yeah, because in poker really there's no edge because it's meant to be played against other players. But let's say it's blackjack or roulette. Those games inherently have the edge towards the house just because of the rules.
2 to 3% is industry norms. Some cap out at 5. We'll never pass the norms.
Okay, so that's what the reason why I want to ask about that is because of the play to earn. Because in a casino over a long period of time, the player is not going to actually earn. Like that. If the house edge is 2, 3, 4% over the long period of time, the casino wins. So it's not this game for them to win tokens. They're going to have to gamble tokens, right? They're going to have to use their tokens to play the games. So at the end of the day, like average across all players, there should not really be a net amount of tokens being won or lost. It should roughly be kind of even, right? So that's what I'm saying. Why do we really need 30%? Because you only maybe like if just for casino funding. You might only need 5%, 10% of the tokens, because it's not like it's a video game where you just like grind the time and you get tokens guaranteed. Because it's gambling, so you actually have to put those tokens, to play, and then you might lose them. So it's not really like a casino where you're not really like spending like 10 hours a day and then just like guaranteed to make tokens, right? So it's not really. I wouldn't call it play to earn. I would just call it I don't know. I guess gambling, right? It's not a play to earn game. It's a casino.
So there's multiple games. When you sign in, you'll see that there's different tabs. The free roll tabs is where they're free poker tournaments all day, different time zones, and they're designed to pay out each spot. It's not a lot, but it's the equivalent of what Reflections would be in another project. Except the problem with those is while you're receiving them, the coin is plummeting. Here in this situation, we wanted to keep that separate. So you earn GRC even at a small rate. You take advantage of the BUSD it makes. That incentive is what makes this completely different than a reflection. It's going to be difficult to sell those because they make you BUSD.
Oh, okay. So basically, you're going to be offering a lot of free opportunities for players to play, like every day, maybe free tokens or, like you said, free poker tournaments. So they don't actually have to spend any of the tokens to get in. So that's why you mean that's why the 30% is for. It's to kind of like reward or to give people tokens in a way. Okay, so that makes more sense.
The secret is this. Those are your employees. If you become an owner of this company, all of those are your employees. They're paid to come and play because if you know how to use them right, that's what attracts your sharks. And if you know of sharks and you like this as a business, this is yours now. You're able to host your own games, and it's because they see that there's a lot of action, a room full of a lot of players. But those are free rolls. Now, there's constantly BUSD tables, constantly BUSD tournaments, also ones that pay out in GRC. So there's a lot of different rooms and elements to this. But once you realize that it's set up to be a business for you to use and make money, on top of hold the coin, top off when it starts to X out, bring in the volume that you bring in, this is nothing but a moneymaker. When this fair launch is over, it's going to be a different story. We have international partnerships, and the buy pressure is going to be heavy. We pulled 88 hours, 88% liquidity lock, 88-day lock intervals, just 88s because 8 is the lucky number for casinos. This is truly a casino project, and it's yours, and it's the year of the pig, and the pig is bringing it to you. We got to realize what moment we're at.
And another last thing about the 30%, is it going to be locked, or most of it locked at least?
The 30% is locked right now in this fair launch for at least 30 days. By that time, we know we'll have our investors, our community, our affiliates. People will know what to start doing immediately when their employees show up and start to get paid. So in this month, the poker will be open. We'll be passing out tournaments. We'll start to implement and introduce the casino side where everybody will start to sign in and figure out how to use their internal business dashboard, because the dashboard is allowed for you to exercise your business now. Have your internal links to your tables, have your internal setups. It's truly a business for you if you learn how to use it as a tool. And we've provided everything you'll need.
All right, so the supply is 1 billion. Tokens for pre-sale is 150 million. That's the 15%. So the 32%, the 32.646% that's unlocked at pink sale. Can you explain what those are in correlation? That seems like it's the private sale guys.
I think that might be the liquidity pair and what's offered to them, plus maybe fees. What are you looking at?
No, liquidity is separate. There's okay, on the pink sale, on the pie chart.
The only thing open should be the 7.5 house. That's the only thing that'll be unlocked, and that's what will initially start funding the giveaways. It's written in the tokenomics, 0.5%, 2%, and 5% of that 7.5 is house. In the case of emergency, there's a burn amount in there for corrective purposes, but only for that. Everything else should be locked. I'll verify it.
Do you guys see it? I posted the link. Maybe my cache is not updated, but I see on pink sale that there's a 32% tokens that are unlocked. Can anyone verify that? Like, this is what I'm seeing in post.
I mean, 15% is in there against the fair launch, and an additional 15% is in there to be paired, and there's their fees. So
yeah, those are shown. Like, see that?
Right there,
yeah, the pre-sale is 15%. Liquidity is the blue. The 30% is the free roll tokens, and the 10%. What about? I'm asking about the yellow. The 32% is unlocked.
I'm gonna have to look into that. But no, it's the only thing that's supposed to be unlocked is the 7.5 for the house.
And the private sale, right?
And the private sale.
Yeah, let me go take.
Oh,
Yeah.
32 point. Oh, there's seed round, private sale. There's wallets that aren't. Well, seed round will be all locked. So there's 10% of private sale. I mean, 7.5% of private sale. There's 7.5% house. There's. Let me pull up the token.
The house should be vested though. Like based on your website, the house should be vested.
The 30% is vested. The 7.5 is loose. Let me pull this up.
Yeah, I think the 7.5 should also be locked based on your website. So I think the only one that this is my opinion, just from like seeing like so far, the only tokens that should really be unlocked right now would be the private sale 7.5%, and that's it. So really, it should only be 7.5% with the yellow, the unlocked chart. I think only 7.5 should really be the only ones that are unlocked. And I think if you do lock it up, that would probably help you with the fair launch, because people seeing this and it looks like a kind of like, you know, like I don't want to say red flag, but if they haven't talked to you and they want to invest and they see that huge unlocked wallet and they don't know what it's for, that's not a good sign. So I'm just saying, like, you know, do the update on a private sale or on the fair launch and lock those up.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing I can see that would make that would be the 10% seed, the 15% paired, or the pink sale, and the 7.5.
No, the 15% is already there. That's the pink one. That one's already accounted for. The 15% paired, the 15%, that's the pink one. That's going in pre-sale. That's for pink sale. The blue is the liquidity. That's the one that's going to be paired with the pink one to be added to liquidity. So all of these are accounted for. The only ones, so I think the ones that aren't unlocked, that should be locked at 32.4%, from just by looking at your website, I think the ones that are, it's really comes down to the seed investors, right?
But those wallets are locked within the contract.
Are you sure? Because I think if it's locked within the contract, it wouldn't be shown as unlocked. I might be mistaken.
No, for sure the seed wallets are locked, vested for 1 year and 96 days.
Okay. And also the team tokens and house reserved, I think those should be locked. Yeah, I don't know what pink soul's not showing it. If it's locked, it should be showing it as locked. But anyways, yeah, it's just a safety thing, and I feel like that would actually help you out if you get it figured out for your fair launch, because then people are going to see like, oh, all these tokens are locked. It's it looks a lot better, you know, for the fair launch.
We just got it into this. We set this morning to lock some up, but I guess they might have missed it.
We're going to make sure this thing gets locked up after this call.
But eventually the 7.5 will have to be loose. Other than that, there'll be nothing to do giveaways with. And a month is too long to just leave it.
You know what you guys should do? And this is there's a person in the chat said that, like, they literally said the same thing. They said, I think they should restart the pre-sale cause this locked thing killing me. Ha ha ha. So what they're saying is, like what I said, if it's locked in the contract, maybe it's not showing up correctly, but what you should do, maybe lock it with pink sale, just like all the just like the other tokens that are team vesting. That way, like, it'll be a nice, the only ones that will be unlocked is the 7.5, and that looks a lot better because people don't know, you know, that those other tokens are locked in your contract. They don't know how long its lock is. So I think if you're gonna do a pink sale fair launch or pink sale pre-sale, you should try to lock everything that needs to be locked over there, because then it's gonna make it look a lot more accurate, and for investors, they're gonna definitely see exactly what's going on because they don't know that the tokens are locked. For them, it's just a big red flag, right? They see the 32% unlocked.
Yeah, I gotta find out why that's like that.
Yeah. And also about the audit, it's not on there either. Is that going to be updated soon on the Pink
So
Show?
because we changed the transaction taxes, we submitted for a new audit. I got KYC beginning of the week, so we'll have a new audit with a KYC badge on it from an affiliate of Pink Sale, and it'll go up before launch. Already, when
All
the
right.
fair launch is over, there's a 12-hour burning period. Not burning tokens, but there's a 12-hour just period in between where we'll launch 12 hours later.
Okay. All right. And so I have another question, guys, about the casino. So you know how the 30%, like we discussed, I'm like, why do you need 30% if it's free to play? I mean, if it's they're going to be spending tokens to win tokens, and at the end of the day, like no one really wins. The house kind of wins. But those are going to be the free rolls. So those are reserved for actual, you know, kind of like a daily bonus, or you get one roll a day kind of thing. So yeah, those could get burned through for sure. But I think at the end of the day, they're gonna people that got free tokens, they're probably gonna lose them all anyways. Like with my explanation, how I got $200 worth of tokens, I got it 1,000, and at the end of the day, I ended up losing. That's kind of how casinos work, right? Like even if you win once, the next time you come back and you end up losing. So that's fine. That no issues there. I think everything's good. Like the one thing that I want to say about that though is with the money that you're making from the casino, right? Like so the rewards you're getting, the 6% rewards for buys and sells, that's just going to be based on a volume of the chart, correct? Just reflections.
Completely.
So there's no staking. It's just like you hold the tokens, you get reflections.
You get rewards. Reflections would be in the same token. This would be in BUSD. So your GRC stays the same.
Yeah.
For holding it, you get 12% of the transactions in the form of BUSD rewards. We have a DApp for you to go and be able to claim your tokens, so there's more efficiency with the gas. And
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I kind of say usually when I say reflections, I mean reward / reflections. It's just independent on what token it is. Okay, so yeah, you get the BUSD, and so my question with the whole casino thing, like how casinos are supposed to be profitable, right? So like the house has an edge, 1%, 2%,
so
like we've been discussing. So what would those be used? That revenue from that casino itself.
the revenues of the casino in the white paper is described as about 20-25% it'll keep for its maintenance, security, upgrades. There is a team that runs it. But the majority of the profits will go to buying GRC and redistributing GRC in the form of certain games, certain big tournaments, certain lotteries, different types of games that we have in there. Are you guys seeing the screen that I'm sharing?
Yeah.
So this is the other side to it. This is the casino. If you see I'm running a clip, this is open as well. There's too much to roll out right now. This shows how affiliates.
Actually, you're showing your Telegram. We got all the insider news, guys. Let's go check his chat. He's getting Caesar calls. Let's go.
Caesar's calls.
Caesar's calls coming up.
You guys don't see you don't see what I'm clicking though. I'm clicking a video.
No, I think you got to share like your other screen or something.
We see you. I see my DM. Oh shit. Yeah, you're showing Telegram.
Yeah.
Connor's trying to get him in the battle. Let's go.
Technical difficulty.
I see on the private messages. He just got exposed. He said,
"No, that's fine.
Hey, I'll pay you $10,000 for now."
I post my Telegram all day. There's nothing hidden here. We're always on the site. Everybody can find us. Now I know you're looking at it.
Yeah, now we're good. Yeah.
Right.
By the way, come to me before you go to all those guys. I'll get you a discount.
What happened?
No. You lost your screen sharing.
Hold on, let me try to pull that back. That's it right there. Oh yeah, I'm on double screens right now. Hold on one second. Let me try to find this here.
You could share just actual window, like a browser window. You don't have to share your whole screen. Oh, there you go.
Hey guys, it's Emil.
So there you see it, right?
Yeah, we see it.
So now that's the casino. It's the other room. This one has 22 casino-style games. Right now I'm showing the side. Everybody gets to use an inside version. Now this side charges those industry rates, 2 to 3%, but it has to sustain itself. But this entire thing is provably fair. Every single hand, every single turn. Right now it'll scroll down. You'll start to see more of the games. It's showing you how you have accounts, faucets, buy it. You know, right now it works on BUSD in, BUSD out. It can also take different tokens. You pick those games. They're very nice inside. There's different dice games, blackjack, baccarat. These are what you guys use to make money. I mean, these are actual games. You play with BUSD in and out, and they're provably fair, which means you win more times than you would in other places. Now,
But this is not your website though, so you just use like a plugin.
So quite the contrary. This is our software from front to end. This is not a third-party license. This is not leased from anybody. This works right now, and it holds the provably fair tag like you see there, because every single turn of a hand you can click and generate the hashes and verify. Down there it shows your backend. This is where you become a business owner, the affiliates. This is how you use your business to make yourself money. The X's that you're going to make on the coin are going to be irrelevant once you figure out how much money you can make owning the casino. And all it takes is just to buy in this fair launch.
All right, so let me get this straight. So this is not this casino. All these games are developed by you guys. They're not like licensed. They're not plugins, and they are completely on the blockchain too.
Yes.
So I don't see you actually like. Don't you have to confirm like a MetaMask every time you like do that though? Like every time you spend money, every time there's a transaction hash.
So since this is our system, once you come in, once you enter the main portal, you'll connect your wallet and your account will come up. You can leave since it's BUSD in and BUSD out, the same amount of BUSD you come in is what your account shows. And the same way out. You can leave your account the way it is or pull it out every single time. Once it's back in your wallet, then you can interact with the cashier and...
I see. So it's not really happening every play. It's only when you connect in and connect out. Only like... So yeah, you're not basically running transactions on a blockchain every single roll or every single hand.
Every single turn is actually a transaction on the blockchain, and that's why you can prove what happened on every single turn, the probability of it.
Okay, but who's paying the gas cost for that? That would be the casino, right?
Hold on. So I think let me clarify something. So you sign in with your MetaMask or whatever, right? And then you load your balance, and you don't have to confirm after every game you play or every spin or every hand. You just cash in and cash out. So it pretty much, you don't need all those transaction fees and stuff, right?
But he's saying it is though. He's saying every single roll is on the blockchain.
It's confusing. It's confusing if you don't have to.
Every single roll generates hashes. If you look into the probably fair, this is a math game and it works based on transaction hashes. Now, when you come into the casino, you exchange your BUSD for what would be considered fiat or what would be considered virtual. Now, every single transaction that happens occurs the same way with the hashes. When you can go back to BSC and verify. When it's time to cash out, you take that virtual currency and when you leave the room, it gives it back to you in BUSD because it's the same amount. If you came in with 500 BUSD, you'd have 500 chips in your in your account within the system. You can leave them there. You don't have to send them back to your wallet, but you can go to the cashier and do that.
Can you show us an example?
Yeah. In that, you're going to pay your gas.
Can you show us an example of, let's say, the roulette one? Like, can you do a spin and then show us the hash, the transaction hash?
I can try to do that.
And also, I want to know what kind of what random number generator you guys are using for this. Like, is it on the blockchain or is it Oracle or?
So it works off the same 256 algorithm, but if you can imagine, since I do say that this is a math game, so every single game is written like the math, and there's a solid program now. That's every single turn of a play, no matter which game you're playing. But now it needs to create your hand, and often the hand you're playing against. So in order to do that, 3 transaction hashes are pulled every single turn. Within the transaction hashes, that random number that was pulled is encrypted. One pulled for you will give your hand. The one pulled for what you're playing against will give what you're playing against. Once you plug those into the program, you just played a turn. Since it's not edged, you're always able to stop and go back and see that that transaction hash you were issued was not manipulated at all. And an example I can give you is this. Blackjack is 2 cards, 2 suits, and a color. A random transaction hash, it can take 5 random numbers or 5 distinct numbers in that entire hash and make your hand. It can at the same time pull one for the casino, and that's the hand you're playing against. The actual turn is the program that's written. Heads and tails would be 50-50, for example. And that's how this works. So it's a animated mathematical game.
All right. See, the thing I want to clear up though. So all these calculations, is it done on the blockchain, like on BSC?
Yes. And I'm still trying to see if I can.
So what are you using for the random number generator? Are you doing like blocks and timestamps and nonce numbers or what?
There you go. It's in here, so I'll show it to you guys so you understand it. But it's not like we hide this. I've seen a lot of sites that go to the extent too.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're hiding it, but it's kind of confusing because like like Doge bets. Every time you place a bet, you have to confirm it with MetaMask and all that stuff. So I just don't understand how you got around that.
Hello.
That's not how it is here. It's happening within our program, and
it's not really a program though. I mean, it's just it's a contract, right? It's on a blockchain. See, we're just trying to figure out the whole mechanics behind it. Is it really on the blockchain, or is it more of like a software but then you connect to the blockchain when you're paying out?
My software.
Hello?
Get on right now.
Hi, guys. This is Anil speaking. I want to jump in here to help out and just clarify a few things. Regarding the software itself, it is a software. It operates like it's like a blockchain in the sense where it has hash mathematical equations and it's probably fair. At the end of the day, when it comes to cashing in and cashing out, that's where the interaction with the actual blockchain occurs. So in retrospect, though it is developed as its own blockchain, when it communicates with the actual blockchain on PancakeSwap is when there is either a purchase of chips or a cash out of chips, like a traditional casino. So I can also share my screen to kind of give you guys an insider look at the development of the casino side, though we're only launching the poker now. If I can share my screen here, I can show. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, by the way, that actually clears it up a lot because that's exactly what we wanted to know.
Yes. So can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
Can everybody pick a number?
5. No, actually, I want to do 13.
All right, so let's do 13.
If I win, though, you have to give it 5 BNB.
That's up to the truffle pig. So 15, what else? I like 7, zeros. I like 11, I like 14.
So split the double zeros.
Oh, okay.
Well,
we're going to put it on double zeros. We're going to put it on 2, 17, 23. Now, as we play this, you can see here, there's your server hashes are generated. I apologize, my assistant in the background. But the server hashes and the client seeds for every single transaction that occurs on the software. So as we play the game, your chips here, when you're logging in and logging out, there'll be various deposit methods included with the software. There's affiliates, there's deposits, there's withdrawals, and there's several games which you could jump into: Animal Slots, Baccarat, Caribbean Poker. And when we talked about this is ready, it's ready from the sake of it being functional. But are we in a position to put it up live? Yes, as long as we roll things out in a phase where it allows for us to test every aspect of the security of the software. And I think through the build out of the community, the type of feedback that you're giving, in every AMA that we've done, we've gone back to the drawing board and continued to reposition the way that the software works. But ultimately, there's a core of the software, and that was the most challenging part. And that core has been completed. It's built on a Laravel PHP platform. It is extremely encrypted. And we're just, in a position where we do want to put some beta versions of this up and get you guys playing. But, for now, it's for me and the share screen.
All right, so anyone could go back and check the code for like this software, like you see with the hash. Can you actually use that to kind of see what's going on?
Absolutely.
Okay, that kind of makes more sense. So there's a software. It has a hash, but it's not on the BSC blockchain. It's a whole separate thing. So
right there,
all doing calculation.
Right there.
Go back to that, Jerry.
Yeah. So if
this
you guys
is This is the verbalized description in terms of how the program itself works as its own cryptographically generated blockchain. But the interactions itself with the blockchain, to do that at every turn would be economically unfeasible. I think the most important part here is that when you buy in and when you buy out, that's when the interaction. But other than that, it's based off of the full software that we're releasing.
Yeah, I actually like that better because, like the other sites, you have to every time you want to place a bet, you have to confirm.
Yeah.
It's kind of a hassle, So yeah, that's cool. As long as, you can track it, that's awesome. I love it.
Very good.
So this is all built by you guys from the ground up, this whole software?
Yes, absolutely. In the sense where, as a developer, nowadays there's so many resources out there, libraries and functions and things that we can really collaborate on. Ultimately, when it comes to the code, it's proprietary to us.
Okay. And so one thing about that, though, since it's a pretty complicated, software website and everything, is there what kind of security measures are you guys doing? Because now you have the audit with the contract, but what about this? What about someone hacking your system and let's say winning every time or something? You know what I mean? Or just stealing someone's tokens?
Ultimately, like any casino, it takes true moderation. There is certain flags that are generated within the system to allow for us to notice suspicious activity, but cyber crime in general is going to always continue to increase, and my interest and my focus has really been into the development in terms of the security operations of the software. So we've gone into the depths of how we're going to segment the data across a cluster of servers, how we're going to make sure that we monitor play and gameplay for users, how we monitor who's actually utilizing the software. Ultimately, like any casino, there's going to be thousands of eyes on it, and as we grow the community, I think the most important thing is we get to the point where that becomes the issue, and we know that we're apt to solve it. I don't believe from any reason, because wallets are connected and then disconnected when you sign in to the platform, that there would be any security concerns with specific wallet addresses of users or anything of that sort.
Yeah, but I mean, like maybe they could like figure out a way how they could transfer the tokens in the app to their account, and then when they disconnect their wallet, they could take all those tokens and cash out. You know what I mean?
They are the red team to my blue team. In other words, whatever someone tries to do, we have already built several safeguards into the platform to prevent that. But in the event that anything seems suspicious, we have a team that's dedicated for the security of the platform, and that's what makes online gambling platforms so expensive to develop, and so in depth with the development of it. So, this is what we've signed up for, though. And it's an adventure that we're going to continue to move forward on.
All right, awesome. So there's someone asking in chat, does the client ID and hash change randomly?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure that you guys really thought about all the, especially with the casino.
Random number generation
random
number generation is the core of any sort of probably fair solution.
And this will be encrypted, so it is not a way someone could just make a contract and predict what the numbers will be.
Correct, because it's all based off of server time.
Okay. Okay, that's all, guys. I think honestly, that's all my questions for now. Like I said, I think the big thing is to I don't know if you could update it on pink sale since it already started, or I believe you can. I believe you can still go and lock wallets, even after the private
I already
sale
contacted the main dev. He will.
Okay, awesome. Other than
He
that,
didn't. He doesn't know why it didn't catch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, other than that, I think everything is fine. Just make sure that it's audited too, like the whole, or with the security with the software, like that part of the website is audited, so someone can't hack the website and steal tokens. Because when you cash out, you're going to be getting those tokens. So I'm assuming they have to be in some kind of contract, and the contract is holding those tokens, and then when the wallets interact to cash out, they're going to get those tokens, right?
Anil?
Yes, that's correct. No, of course. And again, your concern is valid, but it has been the number one part of why we have kept this as a closed system for now, because we're still running several tests on to ensure the security of the platform. The games are done. The software is built. Now it's about ensuring that there's a scalability to it.
Okay, awesome. All right, guys, any questions? Team questions, community questions? There's a question. What's the plan for mass adoption? And by the way, I got to go. I'll be back in a minute, so you guys can answer the question.
In 6 months, we're rolling out international teams. We did a prime analysis to find out where our project best fit in a global space. And we've already started forming partnerships with them you'll see there's 5% for international teams and also CEX and DEX expansion. That will really bring our prime gamers, really people who will utilize the system well. Again, that's what we're looking for, more than actually coin investors. We're looking for people who will come and utilize the software, utilize the system, earn those play-to-earn tokens. That's really what we all need. We need the utility to be working.
Yeah,
It'll generate money.
Yeah, for sure. Can you break down, like you mentioned, that people will be able to run their own games or their own rooms? Could you break down exactly how that works?
So in the roadmap, you see that we're rolling out an NFT series, NFT agents, NFT founder series, NFT investor series. These are what's going to tier the different levels of partnerships we're forming with our community. Those will be more for status. They'll allow you to make bigger gains in different areas of the software. But ultimately, just like that, you would contact us, you would establish your interests, you would determine how you feel comfortable, and then that's it. You're given your own table, you have your own link, you can go into the system like you saw, you can make more tables. I mean, you're a partner. This casino is now yours as much as it is any holder's, and you generate your income. It's a generous income. You're truly a partner. You feel it, and it's your people, your tables, your games. Everybody who plays poker goes to a home game with friends. Sometimes the home, it's inconvenient. Now you can run it 24/7, everybody from home, and you can be the beneficiary because you own a casino. That's why this fair launch, this moment, I'm getting bullish the more I talk about it, but everybody should be buying, because not only are you going to make money when the token launches, but then the opportunity you have because you're holding that token, 12% BUSD rewards. On top of it, if you figure out you can make money with the system, that alone will be better than the token.
By the way, it's 6%.
6% right? Rewards, 6% in, 6% on the out. So it's 12% total out of that 16% taxes. 12% goes to the reward holders. The project keeps 2% for marketing. That's minimum. That was the most conservative number we could have picked. The other 2% feeds auto liquidity. So again, it's for the investors. It's for the project. None of the money raised is for building this or moving forward. Teams have already been paid. Everything is rolling out. It's just a matter of time. Now it's the community. The community has to do their part. They have to realize this is something they can use. And then this thing really goes to the moon. There's so many ways to win. That's how this was designed. But it takes a buy. You have to buy. And this thing's going to pass 88 on the soft cap and hopefully just start getting into the hundreds. That's when this becomes something to talk about. So we got to do it all together, one bean at a time. 0.01. There's no limit. I think there's a 0.01 minimum, but you can go as much as you want with a fair launch, and then we all win. Buy your GRC. Less than 88 hours left in the fair launch.
Yeah, I have a...
Yeah, go ahead, Secondo.
Yeah, have you guys thought of reaching out to influencers and having them like host their own private tables right when you guys launch to build up a user base? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would even give out tokens to influencers to host their own tables and get massive people in.
We're pinpointing more gamers. We're pinpointing, targeting really gamers. Twitch, I believe, has a really strong gamer stance. Instagram influencers, I guess, isn't where we'll be looking. I haven't seen too much come from that, but in Twitch and Discord, where gaming and crypto play to earn, where that really meets, that's more where we are considering certain people. But again, the project itself isn't based on hype. This is based on people realizing that this is a different project. It's not something we're promising. It's something that you can use to turn this into a real business. And it's not something that wants you to go anywhere or do anything. It works off the same phone. It's a link. You can now start hosting your own 10-player games on the regular. And the rakes of those, I don't want to get into numbers, but based on the people that you're going to have playing, it's a percentage that you determine. So it's very simple. It works out to be a lot more than any gains or any shuffle or any quick 2x turn you've ever seen. That much I can assure you. And it's yours to use if you own GRC. It's yours to use whether you do not own any GRC. Anybody can go in. Thousands of people will be going in and out and not own one GRC. They'll just be playing with BUSD like the game suggests. And the odds in there, the probabilities that playing those will be very comfortable. But when you take it a step further and you own GRC, now you're the beneficiary of every single turn of a hand in there because it takes its profits and it buys GRC. You win on the rewards there. So while things happen, you're making money just for holding GRC. If you get bored, take the BUSD it just made you and go play. You can earn more BUSD or more GRC. It's always designed to offer gains and wins. And that's only if you're just bouncing around from one side to the other. If you figure out that you can make a business of this, not to say anything, the numbers in the thousands. If somebody has 22 people to run 2 times a week, sit and do the math. Sit and calculate what rakes are over the course of 5 hours, 6 hours, like you discussed. I don't think people will sit here 5 or 6 hours, but if you know each other and you're in this platform and you're able to communicate and have a great night, that's when this becomes valuable as a business.
All right, so if I have my own tables, let's say Anti-Workers United tournament, and you know how we're talking about the house edge, so I would be getting all that, correct?
Tournaments,
that's what you mean.
Our tournaments have no rakes. A tournament, a roll, anything labeled a tournament will not have a rake. Cash game tables do. If you open your own table, it's your business. We are your partners. You share a partnership with the community. Our name, our reputation, we share it together. So when it comes to industry highs, we're going to try to veer you away. At the end of the day, it's your table. But typically industry norms are very satisfactory, especially when you consider you'll be splitting them with yourself and your partners as a group. Other places cut in 12 different people.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I have a question. Yeah, concerning the token. Okay, how do you intend to sustain or to maintain the token? That's the value of your.
That's the only way any. Yeah, I can hear you. The only way a project can really succeed is volume. Anything can be tried, but without volume, without the community doing as they should, feeling the ownership, bringing in people, what can a project do? You can burn as much as you want, but if there's no volume, we believe that we've built this enough, though, that there's no excuse for no volume. We're not waiting for anything. It's here.
Okay, because I have seen many tokens and their price and also the fall. That's why I'm asking, how value is the token? Or can we it for a long time, but the value might increase?
So those projects you mentioned, did they have an active utility ready before launch?
Yeah.
How did it do when it launched? Were people using it?
Yeah, people using it.
So how did it do bad? What was it about it? Because ours, when it opens, just for holding the token, you're instantly going to make 12% rewards by the time buys and sells come in and out. 6% every time one of those happens, just for sitting there. So based on the amount of GRC you hold, you can just sit back and it's going to make you BUSD. You have to do nothing for that. Now, if you take that BUSD, you can go play in the casino. And you might make more BUSD or more GRC.
Okay, concerning the NFT now, how is the NFT? Because we have seen NFT with higher value, but after pre-sale, value just drop. Why is it like that?
Our NFTs are not going to be designed like those. Our NFTs are going to be more status. You're going to earn up to levels. They're not going to be sold as a price gimmick. They're going to be hard to obtain. You're going to earn up levels. There's different achievements that you'll earn to. Somebody most likely isn't going to build up to a founder's NFT, meaning which you can host up to 10 poker tournaments in any one given time. Typically, people will start with investor series, where they'll host 1 to 3 tables, things of that nature. So the NFT projects you're describing sound like maybe a really good story, a really excited community, really good-looking pictures, and a lot happens in BSC. Ours are not gimmicks. They're not designed to be hype mechanisms. They're more owner affinity coins or NFTs. They have to do with your position and your choices as an owner. They will have value, but they'll be more issued out based on achievement, based on how much GRC you're holding, based on, reasons that you'll earn them.
Okay, investors would love to hold your NFT for passive reason, for passive reward. How would you regulate the NFT product so as to avoid hyperinflation?
So because the NFTs are still at least 2 quarters away, and we are still fresh in our 88 hours of madness, I'd rather not elaborate too much on the details of them, but I would be more than happy to mention that they exist, they're coming, they are definitely going to offer profitable situations for owning them. They're going to offer the ability for others to want them from you. It's, in a sense, the most I can tell you is this. Once you have a business in this life and it's worth something, other people around you want it from you. So in GRC, you're going to be able to build this business, and those NFTs in your hand are going to be your way of selling the business you have established. We have so much to roll out here, but we can't tell you all of it unless you become part of the community, determine which position is for you. An investor, 1 to 3 tables. Maybe you like to run roulette games. Maybe you want to be the slots king. Sickbo is a crazy game. So these are the decisions that you guys should be thinking about. You should be thinking, what's the smartest amount of BNB to get in with because of what you think you can do. How many people do you know that you can have hosted? If you can have 10 people hosting a game, I would be considering owning a nice amount of GRC, because the more you own, the more it means when you bring in business. And so ownership is ownership. Treat it as such.
Thank you very much.
All right, I have a couple more questions. All right. So with the seed round and the private sale, how much funds have been raised so far?
It's not funds because it's not an amount. As far as the funds raised by the seed round holders, not only are they core members, but they've paid for everything that you see. They've paid for everything that's coming. That's why we're not leaning on the community for funds. These aren't promises we need to make. Everything is ready. Everything is functioning. There's a solid team behind it. The marketing is...
So you did not get any money for this? So like private, what about private sale, the 7.5% private sale?
The 7.5% private sale was fairly new members. It was a low amount, and so for that reason, when we decided to do a fair launch, we left their positions reserved because they came in early and they've been putting in work. So the way it's going to be is once the fair launch is determined, they're going to receive their... I wish we would do more, but it wouldn't be fair for everybody coming in afterwards. But private round will receive 10% more than the fair launch price. Seed round will receive 20% more than the fair launch price. None of this can be determined until fair launch is over with. All of the seed round is core team. Nobody's going anywhere. We see the metaverse project going.
Okay. Here, can I tell you like my can I tell you my actual concern here?
Please.
Because I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, so private sale is 7.5%, right? So let's assume that 7.5% of all the tokens are going to go to private sale, and you raised. Let me just give for this example, for sake of argument. Let's say you raised 100 BNB. So private sale paid 100 BNB for that 7% of the supply, right? So now let's say with pink sale fair launch, you're gonna raise 1,000 BNB. So you raise 1,000 BNB, and 1,000 BNB is gonna go to 15% of that supply. All right, let me look here. Right, pink sale 15%, right? Lock liquidity, seed sale, house.
Your scenario is wonderful, but actually what's going to happen is once we figure out the determined amount, that's actually what's going to keep those people working and keep this project coming. So we don't need to collect development money, marketing money. Once this amount is determined, those people are the ones who built this project. Those people were the ones who were here 8 months ago and have worked tirelessly. So it wasn't a matter of money they put down. And what I was going to say is once their percentage is determined, then it will have a value, and that's what's going to keep funding them moving forward. And it's the actual.
Then you know what you really need to do instead of having 7.5% for private sale, 15% for seed, for pink sale, and 10% for seed. You should make those percentages be based on the 10% differences, not based on the set percentage. Because here's what's going to happen: if 7% of the supply is going to go to people who paid 100 BNB, and 15% of the supply is going to go to people who paid 1,000 BNB, the guys at private sale are going to get 5x the tokens.
No, because they're going to get, when it finishes the fair launch, whatever the common average was, which is how it would work after the cap, private round would receive 10% more. So they would be at a 10th above them. And those people are the ones bringing you the project. They're working. So
okay. So in that case, your website is incorrect then. So it should not be actually 7.5% for private sale and 10% for seed, because that's going to change depending on fair launch, right?
And so this fair launch is very touchy. Yes, I mean, this was new to us too. It was told that this is what everybody loves. But yeah, it means that everybody is equal, and it truly is a fair launch. So it is beautiful. And I mean, nothing can really be determined till the end, but more proof to that fact that all those people are the core people. And those tokens and that difference is really what's keeping them wholeheartedly working towards this and bringing you guys the fire you see in front of you. So there's nothing to worry about here. The floor is this fair launch. I mean, at the end of this fair launch, that's when we really build the floor. That's why we decided to.
I mean, I just wanted you to understand like what I mean, because it seems to me like based on what you're saying, the website or the pie chart on the website, it's not really reflecting what you're telling us. So what you're saying is that the fair launch is not really 7.5% of supply. It's going to be based on the pink sale. So
what that's really depicting is this: is that we estimated where this is going to fall. And so that's a pretty good interpretation. If you do the numbers backwards, by the time we hit 88, and typically you go a little bit more, you'll be there already. Now, if this thing goes to 200 or 300, that's when everything balances out, because that number becomes very clear. And so then it's 10% more and 20% more.
Yeah.
Until you hit soft cap, there's nothing to really say.
So the soft cap, so these numbers is 7.5% and all that, that's based on soft cap, right?
That's based on, they estimate that you'll do the typical double your soft cap.
Okay, so let's say, okay, so that makes sense. So the higher the fair launch is, the less percentage of the tokens will go to private sale and seed, and more percentage is actually going to go to pink sale.
And it's all the same in scale. So it doesn't make a difference for anybody, but it creates an equality. and it warrants against that disparity you described, where at a certain point somebody is 5 times more than the next. That's absolutely everything we created this not to be. And so the fair launch is what guarantees that. If you hit soft cap. If you don't hit soft cap, it's all over anyways.
Yeah, so that's something that you should probably, like I said, another thing on the website, maybe figure out how to display that better, because I was under the impression this whole AMA that no matter what the cap is going to be, that private sale is going to get 7.5%, and seed round is going to get 10%.
No, we had described that underneath, but then that got even more complicated. So
maybe you should combine them all. Combine the pink sale 15%, the 10% for seed, and 7.5% for private. Combine them all into one chart and just say that that percentage is basically the pre-sold tokens. Because the numbers are going to change. The percentages between the total part of the chart, like the percentages will be the same. The 47.5% is going to be the same, but the distribution between them is going to change depending on how high the fair launch is. Let's say the fair launch goes to 10,000 BNB at pink sale. That means that almost all the tokens are going to go to pre-sale, not for seed or private, because those guys only raised 100 BNB as an example. You know what I mean?
If it went to 4 figures, everybody who came out on the other side of that launch would be up significantly. But we can't get that bullish about this right now. What everybody needs to really think about is what their potential with the software would be. If you just want to make money quick, then it's a no-brainer. You buy GRC, you sit and you wait. Because once this thing passes soft cap, we're going the chart, and there's a lot of buy pressure coming in. And naturally, coins experience what all coins experience, but ours is designed to withstand that because the utility is already ready to come and kick in. I know for a fact not everybody has seen an actual utility where $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 is regularly injected into a project. The rewards on that are massive. You start making $40, $50 rewards if you're holding in the millions, if you're holding in the hundreds of thousands. We put a chart out for you to get somewhat of an idea. But again, you have to consider that it's on ins and outs, and so there'll be an average. But 12% rewards paid in BUSD is new. I felt it. It's massive. You can do something with it every day. It's that much. So this is an easy no-brainer. Anywhere you want to make money, if you like gambling, if you like just turning tokens and then taking a quick run, no problem. You're in luck too, because BNB is on the rise. So sometimes you get into a good project like this, and BNB just does good, and it creates that for you. So you guys got to act quick. 88 hours is going down quick. We're almost at soft cap. We're like, 50 away? We really appreciate the stuff you pointed out. It's so hard putting all this stuff together. We focused on the software, actually the utility. Little things like that are easily missed, but that's why we come to pros like you to help us, find them out. But
honestly, I see with the way the pink sale is structured currently, I'm not sure if it'll be able to work because you're basically hard locked. You're hard locked into 15% of the tokens for pink sale. So even if you raise 100 BNB or you raise 10,000 BNB, the investors from pink sale are only going to get 15% of the tokens. But what we discussed earlier, it's going to depend on, the amount of tokens everyone's going to get is going to depend on the total contributions. But it seems like with pink sale, it's hard locked. So you're just on what you have now, your private sale guys still getting at 7.5%, your seed round getting 10%. And no matter how many tokens are raised here at pre-sale, the pink sale is gonna get. If I launch the pink sale is gonna get 15%. So you might have to do some kind of airdrops or something to compensate. I feel like something to think about. Like we could discuss this in DMs because it's more advanced. But just looking at the math, what you described, you can't really guarantee. Private sale is going to get 10% or 20% more tokens if the token supply is already locked in. If they're getting the 7.5% and pink sale is getting 15%, you can't guarantee that they're going to be only 10%. Like it is going to be a 5x or a 10x or whatever it is if the fair launch goes really high.
they're going to receive 10% more than whatever that figure is, the community average. At that rate, there is no 10x like you're describing.
But that means they're not getting the 7.5%. They'll maybe only getting 1% of the supply.
So definitely, when a lot of this stuff does adjust. I mean, any project that expects to do 88 and ends up with 888 needs to make adjustments. But at the end of the day, 88% of it is locked for 88-day intervals, and so perhaps the adjustment will be in that amount of tokens, but we'd most likely burn the rest.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like, I think maybe that's the reason why you have the 32% unlocked, because you didn't want to unlock the 7.5. Because what if the 7.5 is actually going to be only 1%, because your hard cap goes way higher to 1,000 BNB or whatever, So you have to reduce the 7.5. So I think it makes sense why you wouldn't lock it because of that, because it's going to change. So the amount of tokens that private sale is getting and seed's getting is going to change depending on the fair launch. So that means that the percentages they're going to be getting from the whole supply is also going to change.
Exactly, if it goes nuts like you're expecting. And so the caveat to that was, in all honesty, my partner Matt, owner of True DeFi, genius developer, inventor of the Smart Swapper, is also the main dev, the lead dev on the contract side of this project. We have our own anti-bot launch pad. We didn't need pink sale, but everything we did at the end was to satisfy the investor even more, thereby lowering the taxes, having to get a brand new audit, push through the KYC, and even went to pink sale because it made everybody feel more comfortable. And to be honest with you, we were going to just do your typical soft cap, hard cap, pre-sale. But then this came into play and said, everybody likes this. We really like the fact that it created an equality, a fairness. And so there were minor changes to be done. But at the end of the day, my name is Jerry Burb. I'm the owner. We're always around. I'm KYC'd, fully doxed. This project is not something to worry about. The things to worry about right now are to figure out how fast you can put a business together and turn what you're looking at into thousands of dollars. That's what I would be thinking about. And to figure out how many minimum BNB you can make a purchase and explore this. See what that really means. Is 0.1 BNB worth seeing if this could make you thousands of dollars? That's the question I'd ask myself. And the second you own that 1 BNB or 0.101 BNB, I'm the Truffle Pig of crypto, at the Truffle Pig of. Please contact me. We'll VC. You asked earlier if we really show our face or if that's really us. Unfortunately, that is my face, and I have no problem, popping it up anytime. But this is really us. This is a real project. And most importantly, we're going somewhere. If this is our day one, where we haven't even hit 72 hours to our fair launch closing, and we just showed you everything. My software guy, Anil, genius. Without him, that software is not even coming to fruition or even being maintained. So everything about this project is people that are putting out the best that they've ever put out in life, and it's all for you guys. You're the beneficiaries. You're who we thought of when we decided to make this. So 0.01 BNB lets you take a step closer to us to see what we can do together for you. Everybody's around the world.
Okay, guys, I have 2 more questions. I think very important questions, and I think that's probably everything covered. So once again, about seems like the seed round was really just, in a way, the team tokens that you didn't really pay with money, but you pay with effort. You guys are developing the project. But so I'm not sure if you guys are fully developing or you're paying someone to develop all the casino. So I just want to know rough idea, for example, like private sale, how much funds was raised and what were they used for? Like, what was the funding? Was it used for development of the casino, or did you guys develop everything by yourself, like for free in a way? Well, time costs money,
For sure. Everybody, and I've met everybody, my entire staff, whether they're around the nation or outside of this nation. I know every single one of their faces. I know where everybody lives, where they know me. This whole thing is us. There's nothing we pay outside companies. Anil runs a staff of 6 coders. They scrub this thing in and out. Like he said, there's always eyes on it. This is not something that's easy. They've really put out a lot. It takes a lot, but we have a lot. And no, this is completely ours. As far as the funds that were raised prior to, a project like this is easily $250,000. I can say that much. If you're interested, go open a casino. You'll find out very quickly. Those initial seed round holders not only satisfied that money, but money for 3 years to come. Their efforts won't end with this project. There's many other projects that they're already working towards. We figured that instead of sitting here and trying to raise money from people and having them wait, the people who know that they'll put it out felt more comfortable waiting. So this is something they're passionate about putting out. They're happy to see it out and people using it and actually being something that crypto investors, affiliates, communities benefit from. We're in it for the long run. So this isn't all about the money. We keep asking money, money, money. And this isn't about money, because if it was, we wouldn't have dished it out. You wouldn't see it in front of you, and we wouldn't be ready for you to spend 0.01 BNB and see how many thousands you can turn that into with a little bit of effort. We would have sat here like other projects, raised a whole bunch of money, made you wait 1.5 years to show you nothing. So you really have to ask yourselves those questions. Did these people just do all this to be like everybody else? We wouldn't have. We would have just been like everybody else and brought nothing.
Yeah, but you said seed round was mostly just you guys, and you basically working on the project yourself. So that means it's as if the money wasn't raised, but then you also at the same time you're saying that.
No, it was raised. It was raised and spent. It was raised and spent, and that's what brought you here.
Okay,
and so they are ownerships, but I'm one of those people. The Wolf is one of those people. The Dev is one of those people, and typically these are not the wallets you see selling, because we're not an organization that operates autonomously where we don't know each other and people, we're not those people. We're a real organization, and so internally we're structured with ourselves. Now we can either make you wait or we can wait. We decided to wait.
Okay, so let's say I was confused about the 250K. So I don't know if that's what you meant. That's how much you guys raised or not. But you said it's still for 3 years running. So I'm assuming that, let's say you did raise it to 250K. That would mean that about 757 BNB was raised for seed round, but the percentages they're only getting is about what, like 7%.
If you're getting at whether they would take a loss today, most likely, especially because they were the ones who knew that and decided to serve the community by giving up initial agreements to serve this fair launch. So yeah, they'll make more, but they know that in the long run, if this project does better, a better community comes, more people have a chance of utilizing it, the smaller percent they agreed to will be more in the long run. And that was a simple decision. And at the end of the day, projects, business owners, you guys, if you want to have businesses, be a part of this, you'll see that there will be decisions like that you'll have to make too. Take 1 step back today for 2 steps forward tomorrow. And that's really what you're looking at. We did it. Now we ask that you think about it.
All right, awesome. I got one more question. Final question. This is I feel like this is a big thing with fair launches, or the pink sale we are fair launching. Honestly, I don't know the success rate, but I feel like most projects, at least the ones we've seen that fair launch and pink sale, they actually go below pre-sale price. I don't know what the percentage is, if it's 90%, 95%, but almost every single one that we ever seen at least had a temporary dip below pre-sale price. And many of them actually didn't really even do any X's. They just kind of hanged out there, dipped a lot below pre-sale price, and either died or rebounded off of like a 50% retracement. So my question is, if we know these statistics, why should we, let's say, invest now into the fair launch versus just waiting for launch and buying the dip?
So you're more than welcome to choose wherever you feel comfortable. After launch, you'll be susceptible to the taxes. Prior to it, you won't. What I can assure you is this: In order to aid against that, again, I have to go towards my brilliant partner, Matt, who is the inventor of the swapper. That swapper, because it alleviates the chart of the unnecessary liquidity swap sells, statistically, it's proven to withstand that dip by 40%, thereby staying above that pre-sale line. Any project that you know that has a swapper, some of them work differently. If you go look at the true DeFi swapper, you'll see exactly what that means. If you use Pancake Swap, obviously you're going to get chart sells that have to do with that liquidity swap sell. Already you're experiencing sells. You don't need any more. Sometimes those are the ones that start the avalanche. In order to aid against that, we're offering the option of pink sale again to serve what people feel more comfortable with, but you're only going to ruin the chart for yourself and us. If you use the swapper, then the tokenomics are separated, and so that smoothing, along with what naturally happens, I've seen allows for a 40% difference, and that's what keeps you above that pre-sale line. So that's
and how many days will there be between, let's say, the finalization of the pre-sale and the
12
launch?
hours. 12 hours. So I think it closes like our UTC, and it's like midnight for us, or 1 a.m, and then we have some time zone differences. So 12 hours later, which I understand is something that the community appreciates too, this will launch onto chart.
I would say make it longer than that, because the thing is, like I said, with the fair launches, if everyone could buy in at the fair launch, they will. So where are you gonna find all the new buyers in 12 hours? You need to spend time marketing.
Also, I'm familiar with the True DeFi, the swapper. You really have to pound that into the community's heads and make sure that they know how to use it. They know it's available, because it's new to everybody, right? And I just saw a project try to launch with it, and not one single person used it. So just make sure that you are letting people know that you're using that swapper and how to use it, and make sure that they do use it.
It's very easy. It's on our website. It's under the DApp, and then there's a button under the dashboard, swapper. It opens up that exact Pancake Swap page people are used to seeing, or the MetaMask looking page people are used to seeing, and you just go from there. You can even just send it to a wallet address, the swapper address, and it will just send you back GRC. You can use it the same way. Send it GRC. It'll send you back BNB.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, I think 12 hours with the fair launch, I would say give it at least 24 hours to 48 hours, because what you really want to do is you need to find new investors. Because if, like I said, if everyone is going to buy the fair launch, because there's no limit, right? I could put in 100 BNB right now. So if everyone that wants to buy already bought, who's going to be buying at launch?
We have, this was our first day. We have 6 more AMAs in the next 3 days. We might top it off with 2 or 3 more. We're going to go for CMC and CG Fast Track next week. We have sponsorships at PulseCon coming up. That's a huge convention in Las Vegas. We have a huge billboard over there. We have partnerships with real poker communities who are dying to not only go from poker and dollars, but to crypto. They're interested in crypto. They feel that this is their safety net to enter crypto. They don't understand any other projects. This they understand well. We have a lot of things in store. We actually want to get to chart. Fair launch, all this is we're offering it to people. If we're talking to people who realize what the moment is, I understand we hear about so many different projects, but I know for a fact this isn't it. This is real, this is here, and this is ready to go, and you can actually take this and use it the way everybody knows. And
you know what? Why don't you do this? Why don't you guys stealth launch your launch? So like the people that did get in the fair launch and are just waiting to dump right away, you could just stealth it. They'll miss their shot, then they'll be like, all right, I'll wait for a little bit to sell. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's something that's definitely worth thinking about.
I've always wanted to try that out because I feel like it's you know, you won't get that insta dump. You'll just get like, oh crap, they launched. Let me check it out. And then it's like, oh, it went down. I'll wait a little bit. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm almost certain
Can
once
I,
people.
can I jump in and say something here?
Hi,
Yeah.
Hi, how's it going?
love it.
How's it
She's a
going?
big executive at GRC. Anytime you guys come by, Deb's always there. She's great. Executive at GRC.
Oh, thanks. Just with stressing out on people dumping, I know projects, you know, people in BSC are notorious for just being paper hands, but at some point you've got to, as an investor, you've got to understand that, you know, you need to take some time. The guys have already developed everything that, so nobody's going to have to wait for anything. You'll be able to use the casino, you'll be able to play poker, you'll be able to get those 12% BUSD rewards. There's no reason to be dumping. In fact, it'll be a great time to be accumulating anyway, because you'll be increasing the rewards that you get. You know, the more you hold, the more you get. So, and with the casino and with the people playing, that's generating that income all the time, which will give back to the investors. So it's one project that I just don't see why people would be dumping it. I know it's BSC and I know that mentality is there, but people really need to start thinking about, you know, what they're investing in and do they need to dump. This is a project you don't need to dump. It's not going anywhere. It's already developed. There's been a shit ton of money already spent on it. So, you know, it's not your money that needs to be spent to develop the project. The guys have already done their bit. So I just wanted to jump in and say that, because when I hear people going, oh, but what if it dumps? Well, you know, that's BSC, but the project will be there. There's massive things. I think Jerry just gave you a little hint about what's coming up in LA. And is it LA or Las Vegas? Hang on, I get confused.
It'll be in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. Yeah, my dream town.
And then I also want to say, in other projects, people start to not like sales. 12% BUSD rewards, 6 in, 6 out. I guarantee you guys are going to look for sales because they leave you the rewards behind.
Yeah. Well, honestly, guys, I think what we discussed, though, and I think because it's a fair launch and also you have a seed round and a private round, that makes it complicated with how many tokens are you locking for seed, because you're not gonna know until the fair launch is done. But then at the same time, it looks bad when they're unlocked for the people actually aping into the fair launch. So it's almost like a catch-22.
So I think there's a little bit of confusion around the seed and stuff like that. So the only people that put in really were Jerry and the people that developed this, basically that team. That's right, Jerry?
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense to me if they put in 250K and they want only 8%. Yeah, but you know, you gotta get your money out of it, you know, especially if you're the dev.
That unlocked tokens, though. So what is? I think it'd probably be better if Jerry just went through the.
I mean, if I can just explain it to you like this, on the doxing, it shows my background. I've let everything go. I'm 100% into crypto. I don't know anybody's background, but if you want to open a real business, a career, something that you're going to hold on to, the ROI isn't overnight, you know. And so this is a business. We didn't put this out thinking that we're going to make it back in the first month and we're waiting for the first investors from the fair launch. This thing has years in the making. We're waiting for year 5, year 6, when it really starts to get into Oculus and it's a whole different set. That's what we're all working for. Right now is the very early stages. This is where everybody needs to risk. I wish I had a chance to throw a 0.01 at something like this, DM the owner, start to find out how I can make money off of the software. I've never seen anything like this. And I used to throw 6 beans, 7 beans at nothing. So this right now isn't necessarily about the 30% unlocked. I'm holding everything. I'm Jerry Barbarian. I'm KYC. This project is not fake. We need these things to generate it. We need to start giving away tokens so people can come in there and play. 200, 300 GRC today doesn't mean anything. So 10 people who play, they should get it every day. If they play 10 times a day, they can make 3,000 GRC. You do that 365 days a year, that's almost like an APY you created. What is the difference if this was a coin and it said, I'm going to pay you 2,600 APY every day? Because those are flying around too, and they have absolutely nothing. So I think we really need to think about the moment in front of us. Anything you'd like to see on the software, please DM us, come into the community. We'll be more than happy to privately tour you and let you know exactly what we mean by, if you have people that'll play on your table, this means thousands of dollars for you. That's what you should be thinking about, and how 0.01 lets you find out the reality of that. And if it's not true, as soon as this hits chart, sell it for the 0.7 it's going to be. The charts need it.
I feel based on the math alone, if this is really true that you guys are putting up, 250K, and you're just kind of willing just to kind of almost invest that money, but you're not getting really much back in return until the project.
No, it's not charity. It's a 6-year ROI. It's not charity. This is a business.
Yeah, I'm just saying, based on the math, if you put in, like, let's say 250K for a 7.5% supply, that means the pre-sale literally has to go to 1,500 BNB for you to kind of get the same price. So if it's lower than that, it is kind of like you guys are almost screwing yourself in a way, because you're getting less tokens than what everyone else is for the same price.
I mean, you're scratching at this, and I'm just going to tell you, most of this was paid for by 3 people, me being one of the bigger ones. Everybody else's tokens, they didn't have much to say about it because they're all working for the timeline going forward. So that's really what they're working for. They know if they put effort, the effort that they're in charge of, just like this is designed for you as the investor to look at this and say, I realize what I can do with this. I'm my own destiny. Those people are all the same way too, and they know what they can build. And they know that if they build this wholeheartedly, the GRC that they're getting paid with down the stretch will be worth it, because they're the owners of that destiny. So
yeah, no,
really
I think you misunderstood me. I think what I'm trying to say is most projects we see here is the devs don't put anything up front. That's why a lot of projects rug or scam or fail, is because when you start a business and there's no risk for you, there's no risk for the business owner, which is unlike real life. Like, they don't have to risk any of their own upfront costs or capital. That they don't have really an incentive to keep on going, right? So, but if you're putting up 100K, 200K of your own funds, then it's like in your best interest to make sure the project is successful. So I'm actually like, what I'm trying to say is that's actually big props to you if that's the case. That's actually a very fresh thing in this space. I'm not trying to say that you're like doing something bad. I'm actually being the opposite of that. I'm saying, like, if you really put in 250K of your own money.
I think you did misunderstand. But yeah, you're exactly
right.
No,
I'll even be humble in saying this. I didn't learn this. I didn't dream of this. I follow in the footsteps of other project owners who have showed me that this is the only way that we can keep crypto going. So AMAs keep going on your channel. So we keep having a community to roll out new projects that benefit everybody. Or else if we all just keep screwing each other, why would anybody invest? So yeah, we did take the plunge, and we said, if we're going to come out and show anybody anything, we're going to have every single thing we need. We don't need the money to make this. We believe in ourselves. We know what we can do with it if we really put it out. And we know that the investors, the affiliates, the long road ahead will benefit. I'll at least make my money back. And to be honest with you, I'll put it out. I've said this before. To me, it's not the money. I run with a lot of people. It's a reputation. This is my first project out there. I'm trying to build a name with myself. If I have to lose money to walk out with a good name, this is where I want to lose it. And so I lose so you guys win. But I guarantee I didn't do all this so you lose, nor me. If we all act right, if we all realize what we're looking at, if everybody comes in with what they know they can generate for themselves, then this project will not only be a slow moon, it'll be a fast moon. because when you obtain it, when you hold it, you see that it works for you. It can buy you your business cards. It can buy you your cell phones. It can pay for your actual real world resources that you need to run your online venture. This thing was designed to be a business for us, for the people who run it, and for the people who own it, because it's for all of us. If we don't all use it right, it'll just be like another project that just never made it. But we've come too far for that. We actually have it.
Yeah, honestly, man, that's a breath of fresh air because I feel like we're the same way here. Like we have a couple devs from our projects that we launched, and I feel like we're probably the only ones that actually lost money on our first project because we kept on buying all the dips, we kept on pumping the charts, and we slowly got rid of the Jeets, but they were literally selling on top of all our pumps until we bought the bottom, we bought the top, we bought the middle, we bought like everywhere. And I know like some guys with our dev team are down like 10 plus BNBs on a nano cap, and there's a reason why we're doing that is because we know long term what it's all about. Which is what I'm trying to say is this is different than 99.9999999% of all the devs in BSC space. So that's actually really awesome that you're literally putting your money where your mouth is. You're risking your own funds because you believe this is going to be successful, which is the opposite of most every other BSC project in this space.
Yeah, no, for real, like 100%. Like that answer, you should lead with that because that makes investors really bullish, knowing that you put all that money up front and then it's going to be locked away for like a year, right? So that's awesome.
Yeah, I agree,
yeah.
guys. This is a project to buy. It is,
and this is kind of guys what you guys need to know. What everyone needs to know because I don't know this, right? Right, Debs?
No, that's why I'm here.
I mean, I'm looking at the chart, and I'm in pink sale, and I'm seeing 35% unlocked tokens, and I'm like, I wouldn't buy this. 32%.
No,
whatever.
So that's all.
That's a mistake. We'll fix that. That was supposed to be fixed this morning.
And
it was only supposed to be 7.
And the 16% buy sell tax.
That's easy. Yeah, that's easy to fix. And it is only an 8% buy sell tax, guys. It's not 16%. So don't get confused there either. But it is a huge BUSD rewards. And that's the whole thing. You've got and I'm just going to go over it again. You've already got a working, functioning platform, utility, whatever you want to call it, that these guys have paid for themselves. They haven't come to you to raise funds to do it. And that, I think, is the really important thing to remember. So, you don't even have to, minimum buy is 0.1 BNB. So it's not even you're not even going to lose a huge amount if you think that it's going to dump or whatever. I don't believe it will. It's a great project. There's some massive stuff coming. But we have to leave some goodies for later. You can't tell everything right now, obviously, because you've got to keep people hyped. But it is a really good buying opportunity. So I'd really love it if people went and, if you believe in the team and you like what you hear, now's a good time to buy.
Yeah, and another thing I would like to point out too is just because we had the AMA now, doesn't mean that you're going to see buys coming out. 10 BNB, 20 BNB filling up because a lot of people in this space like to buy last minute. You know what I mean? Especially with the fair launch because you never know what the price is going to be in 3 days from now. You're never going to know if it's going to be 60 BNBs or 3,000 BNBs. And there's also a big difference on how much I want to invest depending on if it's at 100 BNBs or 1,000 BNBs or 3,000 BNBs,
Remember too, guys, 88% of that is going to liquidity, which will be locked away. These guys are really big on having a really stable coin with the liquidity. So, that's always a win as well.
Because I feel like what's going to happen is you guys are going to be doing these AMAs. It's going to fill maybe a little bit at a time. And in the last couple hours or overnight, the last 12 hours, it's going to fill the majority of what is going to fill.
Yeah, that's usually
1,000 BNB, whatever it's going to be like the last couple hours. Because shoot, if I knew if it's only 88 hard cap, I would put in 10 BNB right now. But I know I'm going to put 10 now, and then I wake up, and then it's like at 1,000. And I'm like, I don't know. Because for me, the lower the hard cap or the lower the pre-sale, the more I like it.
If you put in 10, I'll put in 20 right now. I fixed the 8% buy and the 8% sell.
You already got 250K in there, man. I don't think you need to be buying anymore.
I'm not the software guy, but I know some stuff. I got all the passcodes. So the 8% sell is fixed.
Let us buy a seed bag off of you and lock it up for a year. We'll just take the rewards.
Well, the only difference is 20%, right? So it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it will.
No, what I'm saying is,
that's what I'm saying. Nobody can walk out of there that much high, and those people aren't going to run away for that. They work for it. They want it to be what it's going to be worth after 5 years of their effort. That's what they trust in.
Yeah, I feel the only way is going to be bad for the seed round guys is if you only do 88 BNB, which is like nothing. And then half the tokens have to go to 88 BNB, but then you spend 25 or 250K, and you get 7.5%, whatever. That doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean?
You're smart. I mean, I know you guys. This is the first day, first hour. Everybody's sitting, waiting. The closer that thing gets to 88, these things go nuts the last day, and that's why we don't want to do it any longer. We figured that we just do it 88 hours because it was really just a campaign. This is a casino. We decided to run with the 8s for good luck. Everywhere we could strap up 8s, we did. It's the year of the pig, and the pig is bringing it to you. I mean, everything is fixed for this to be just the next gem. And we've worked so hard to bring that to you. It takes 0.01 bean to see what you can do with what you're seeing. And that's the real ticket.
So when can we start the casinos? When can I have my own table, my own tournament?
You have it now. Send me the, what do you call it, your logo. Get 10 people together. Send me the list. Give me the time. Register. You guys will have your own tokens for the game. If you tell me how long you want it to last, we can give you the appropriate ones. We're not even going to charge you. We're partners now. We're affiliates. This is how we designed this so that we can not only build investors, build affiliates, but then also now we found out a way how a project who just comes to you for an AMA has reason to have future relations. And this whole thing was designed to create a cohesive relationship between investors, partnerships, affiliates, vendors, because crypto is all of us. We're all betting on each other. We're all investing in each other. So we need to work on stuff where we could work on it together. And that's what GRC offers us.
Yeah, thanks, man. And when will the tournament be ready, though? Like, if I want to do this setup now, when can we actually play? Like, what's the earliest?
You have 10 players. Anil is listening. He's a genius. He's probably already got it set up. If you're ready now,
I'm saying, it's available to the public?
Right now, you can go in.
Yeah, you've got your own table.
Oh, okay, but we just can't use the tokens because they're not launched yet, right? So it'll be more like just for practice.
It doesn't use the tokens anyway. So the way it would work is you would maybe collect your own fees, your own buy-ins. Technically, there would have been some kind of rate you would have paid the casino. But for you, I extend that right. Use it as you like. But ideally, that's how the casino wins, is that everybody ends up either renting the platform but everything is done within you. It's designed for the groups to serve their own communities. You collect your own buy-ins. You pass out your own prizes. What you're really doing is just renting a facility. But as an owner, you don't have to rent it. It's yours. The only way you have established that is through ownership of GRC. Here is where those NFTs start coming in. Exactly that point. A founder can have whatever they want. An investor would have a certain limit that they were comfortable with. An agent would be different. So when you look at an NFT like that, now it's not just a picture you're going to get stuck with 300 or 400 of.
And is there any, I think we had talked about this, but I'm not sure. Is there any incentive for the fair launch about getting their own? Because you said, for example, I'm a lounge owner, right? So I'm going to be able to have my own tables and all that. What about the private sale guys, like just the normal guys? If they want to do this, would they have to be buy a certain amount of tokens or a certain amount of BNBs in fair launch, or is it just?
This is designed for everybody. Like I said, the smaller players would obviously start with 1 With 3, you'd have to pick the game you liked. Maybe you're into roulette. Maybe you want to be the dealer in Baccarat. So there's over 22 style casino games. Maybe you want to host your own lotteries, your own raffles. This is all just in the network and the resources that you have. We're each around the world. We each have different customs. We have different social networks. We all have different resources that the other doesn't have. This platform allows for everybody's resource to benefit everybody else. That's truly how crypto was designed.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me ask you a question real quick. In the rooms, like let's say you have a poker game going, right? Is there a chat function or like a voice chat function in there? Can you talk to your buddies or you have to use Telegram?
So right now it's set up where, you know how you've seen those sort of videos where a roulette table is going on and there's a live stream box in the corner? We have that technology now if that's how you choose to go. At the same time, it is set up to where, to not bother the actual room with a live chat, you're able to go to our Discord channel, click the table you're on, and have your chat there with whoever wants to join. We have partnerships going up with Twitch where they're really liking that live stream box. There's a lot of stuff to use in this platform. We internally are exercising every and any one. And through partnerships, we can help expose to you how you might find benefits in those or create your own system. It's yours. You're the owner.
I was thinking, Boria, why don't we do when does your fair launch end?
It ends Friday, this Friday at 8 a.m. Yes.
Boria, why don't we host a game and have the devs sit in on it and play with everybody and can talk about the project while we're playing, and then maybe we can give away to the winner. They can get some GRC tokens.
Oh yeah, we could do that. I don't know if we can with the GRC tokens because it might contradict what
that
the launch
is exactly what it does. But now you guys will find yourselves in the free roll room. In the free roll room, everybody wins. So you might want to find yourselves in a room where, you know, you're passing out 2 or 3 prizes, or it's your table to use how you want. If you'd like GRC, obviously you're very knowledgeable about responsible tokenomics. I'd be more than happy with the amount you selected.
All right, awesome. Okay, so I think, I mean, I would honestly probably talk about this longer, but we kind of run out of time. I have an appointment coming up, so I have to leave soon. And I just one last thing, because I just kind of had in my head already with what Kondo was saying. Let's say we hold a poker tournament, because I'm not really familiar with the rules of poker tournaments. So how does the house make money? For example, let's say there's $1,000 buy-in with 8 players. So the pot would be, let's say, 7,000, and the house gets 1,000, or is that kind of how it normally works?
Typically on our rolls, they're 5 plus 1 fee, 20 plus 1 fee, and then those are split. Typically with us, the house would take maybe say 20%. The rest of it is designed to go back to holders. When we make a deal with, say, an affiliate like yourselves, depending on the amount of tables you want, we take a minimum, a conservative fee. Again, that goes back to the holders of the token. But for you guys, what I've seen organizations like yourself do is, that's a nice game, so you just collected 1,000 ahead, 10,000. I figured the pot to that would be 3,000 first place, 2,000 and 1,000. So you as an organization made a couple thousand there too.
Let's go.
Yeah,
$20,000 buy-in. Let's go. I'm gonna get my whales together next week.
That's what this is for. That's exactly what this is for. And so,
Kondo, you want to come play on your table?
Yeah, I got 5 sheets, man. I'll fill in 5 spots. Also, I want to buy a speed sale bag from you guys if possible, and you can lock me up for a year.
Those are all automatically locked, 1 year, 96 days, no matter what they are.
Let's go. I'll get those BS. I'll get those rewards, man.
All right, so Aru's gonna have their first cash tournament. It's gonna be $1,000 buy-in. DM me.
I'll give you my wallet, Boria.
Send me them funds right now. No, just joking. All right, guys, that's cool. I mean, honestly, I'm really excited. Like, I'm probably definitely gonna be hosting some tournaments there because that's what we do in here. Anyways, we have a lot of fun community activities. So, let's go wrap it up. You want to do like a final conclusion, final statement, whatever you want to say, and then we'll end the recording and do the giveaway because I gotta leave pretty soon.
No, thank you so much. We really liked coming here. I wasn't kidding. That table is always you guys. It's yours for you guys to use as you want. I'll even give you guys tables for free going forward for every B&B that gets sold from now until the next AMA. You guys fill up 50 B&B, get us past that soft cap. That means you got 50 weeks of unlimited tables. You can turn that into hundreds of thousands of dollars. Do what you do best. Give us a good endorsement. Let's get this thing on the moon, guys. We're going to do it together. And whenever you're ready for that tournament, hit me up.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely get something going because we have 2 tokens in our community. We have Squid Grow NFT. We have When I Win. So we could even have those communities join in and play with with the tournaments and stuff. So it's gonna be pretty awesome. I feel like. So awesome. Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for coming. Thanks to all your community guys, all your members. We're gonna be doing the giveaway right now, so I want to end the recording. And honestly, this is probably one of the better AMAs one of the best AMAs we had in a long time because I really like what the project is all about. The only thing is, like I would say, is the numbers are a little wonky because of it's fair launch plus previous sale rounds. That kind of can get a little confusing. But
That can all be
and
locked anyway at launch,
yeah,
so it's no big deal. That's what the pink cell lockers
yeah,
for.
I would just say
So
make
that can all
sure,
be
yeah, make
fixed
sure
up.
the issue I would say make sure you work on presenting this because like I said, like looking at it firsthand, you would like have all these red flags, but we have to really talk to you to figure out, okay, that's this and that, and you know what I mean. So you want to probably have like a really good first impressions. So yeah, lock those tokens up, change the tax to 888, not 16, and I think that would go a long way to actually getting more investors in for sure.
No,
Alrighty.
definitely.
Well, thank you.
I mean, just at least for those taxes, before I leave, I wanted to make sure that you're rest assured I fixed those.
Awesome, man. See, look at that. Dev already at work.
That was me. I'm not the dev, but I know how to do that much.
You just hit your hard cap right there.
Excuse me?
Right there, you just hit your hard cap. Nice.
Right. And then one more thing I wanted to show you guys, a little just confidence that we're not kidding about buy pressure and all these international communities I've been working with, is that this thing is designed. We have 22 different games in the casino, and this website translates into 22 different languages. And if you just hit this translate button, you'll see all the different countries that we're trying to form partnership agreements with. And so have some fun with that. It's really designed to reach a global audience.
Yeah, thanks, man. Honestly, like, yeah, we'll definitely be good. Keep an eye out. Everyone here in this AMA, join the community, show some support. And thanks for coming, everyone that's new here today. We're going to be doing a lot of AMAs coming up. Crypto's on a bullish trend right now. I mean, I don't know if it's real. It might still just be bull trap. We'll see. But so far, everything's looking good. And a lot of exciting things coming out, guys. So thanks again. I'm going to end the recording right now. And see you there. See you in your community.
Thank you so much. I look forward to it. If
Thanks
you
a
forget,
lot.
I'll contact you.
Same here, guys.